Alright, continuing on with our Secret Empire tie-ins, we have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 31. I kind of like that cover, and we'll find out what that cover is all about here within the story. So let's go ahead and dig in and see what's going on here at Parker Industries in Shanghai. So last we took off with this, that Doc Ock and Spider-Man were fighting at Parker Industries, and the fight still rages on. And in here you see that the drone bots have, of course, been taken over by Doc Ock and everything, and Spider-Man is getting his butt kicked. Well, Spider-Man in here is basically, talking about, how do I say it, trying to figure out how to, obviously, defeat Doc Ock. And Doc Ock, of course, goes into a lot of dialogue about how great he is and how useless Spider-Man is in here. And, of course, people are around there taking pictures and videos and everything that's going on. And Aunt May shows up in her vehicle and decides to start heading over to Park Industries to see what she can do about her business, basically. Alright, so going back in here, some more of the fighting is going on, and what can I say, more dialogue, more fighting. Then in there, get to the next page, and more fighting, and really more dialogue. The beginning of it was heavy on the dialogue, to tell you the truth. But it kind of picks up from here and gets a little more interesting. As you can see, Doc Ock shows up to the control center where all the passwords and codes and everything that he needs for Parker Industries is available and within his grasp. When he's about ready to start downloading stuff, one of the vehicles gets him and knocks him out of the building. And of course he saves himself, and at this time Spider-Man swings into his office, takes off the uniform, and makes a speech, as we see in here, to all of Parker Industries, that now it's time to tear it down, destroy every piece of everything. Destroy it all, because it's better to destroy it all than going in the hands of Hydra. And going in here, Peter tells Doc Ock what he's doing, and Doc is not happy. He's basically upset because he's losing everything that he's been fighting for. And Aunt May's like, I can't believe it. Everything is shutting down. Everything. We're going to lose everything. All the hard work. The Ben Foundation. Everything. And go in here, and Peter's like, come on, guys. I'm sorry this is going to happen, but with great power comes with great responsibility. We've got to do it. And that's what everybody's doing in the building. They're taking axes and kicking things and destroying and shredding and doing everything they can, so there is absolutely nothing left. And Peter grabs a secret weapon. We don't know exactly what that is yet. And you go in here, and some of the scientists are upset because we're so close to finishing some research, but they're burning all their hard work and data and research and everything. Everything is being destroyed. There'll be nothing left of Parker Industries. It's completely dead. Get out there, and you see that people in the streets are watching the fight. Aunt May was recognized and being called, over. And people are like, hey, look, up there, Spider-Man's back in the action. And he's fighting Doc Ock. And Doc Ock is, of course, not happy and decides to use some electromagnetic pulse to tear off Spider-Man's suit, which he does, only to find out that he has another suit underneath, which I guess was Peter's secret weapon. So he ends up using an EMP blast as the second weapon to take down Doc Ock's arms and disable him. And Doc Ock, of course, like, my arms, what have you done? And he decides to flee, but he's like, while I flee, I've put plans in motion to hurt your friends. And Spider-Man's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And it comes to find out that basically it was just a trick, to help Doc Ock get away. Spider-Man gets over to the next building and finds that the mask and uniform and arms and everything are taken off, and Otto is walking around as Otto Octavius and not as Doc Ock, and he doesn't even know what he looks like. So he's like, oh well, he's got away. Oh well. And going back in here, Aunt May is talking to Spider-Man, saying, be sure to let Peter know that I'm proud of him. And he needs to get back to the States, though, because there's problems going on there. And if he can handle somebody like Doc Ock, he can handle anything. So now it goes over to Hydra Base 1, where there's a congratulations victory going on for Otto Octavius. And that Parker Industries is in shambles, just as Steve Rogers planned. He knew Peter Parker would do this. And so he set this whole in motion. This is just brilliant. So here we had, this was a whole plan all along by Steve Rogers to get Peter to destroy his own company, which he did. But Otto's not very happy. He wanted that stuff, and he doesn't want to be just one of the finest soldiers. He should be a king of his own country. And that ends it up right there. That it ends Amazing Spider-Man issue number 31, and it was an amazing issue. I love the twist endings to this. Good reads, good stuff. But remember, what's even better than that is Hailing Hydra. Cut off one head, two more shall take its place.